Welcome back to another garden video. In this video we are going to make a few things out in the garden on the side of the field where our animals are. We have had a silage tarp on top of our beds, so there's no weeds in here right now. So we are both going to put out some watering systems, and we are building something where our tomatoes and beans can grow up against. So that is what we're starting with now. We have never tried to build something like this before, so we're just trying to do our best. And we have this crisscross in both ends and then another board on top, and we're trying to secure it the best as we can. And now we are building a second one in the end of the first one. So on the first one we will have the beans, and the second one we will have tomatoes. And then the rest of the bed, where there's no stand to climb up, there will just be bush beans in there. And we are using this old chicken net wire to put on top for the beans to climb up against. And this is how it looks when it's finished, and we have tried to secure it with these wires along the boards. And in the bottom, in the dirt, we have pushed down some wire things also to keep the netting really stable when the beans are climbing up. Also because we have a lot of wind out here, so it's really important that it's nicely secured. And now we are putting out our watering line where we are going to have all of our cabbage. And because of the cabbage moth, we will have some netting on top, and that is why it's really important to have the watering systems in place before. And it's hard to water through that netting. So this is how it looks. We have 3 strands here, and then the rest is on the other bed where I will have my zucchinis. I have most of my tomatoes in the greenhouse, but these are just some extra plants, so that is why I'm going to put them in the dirt out here. And I will tie them up the same way as I did in the greenhouse. I have these hooks that I can use, and this is how it looks when they're tied up. And now I'm going to plant out all of my little cabbage plants, this little start that I made some time ago. So I'm just trying to put each variety against each other so it's easier to see. And this is how the greenhouse looks on a day where it's really windy again. And because all of the things that we have secured it with, it's standing nicely and it won't blow away. And we have a lot of slugs here. So I have taken a lot of eggshells and crushed them and put them on the bed where the little cabbage plants are, so that the slugs won't want to go in there. And now we're putting on the netting, and we're just using some cheap materials, but the netting is more expensive and a really good quality. And we have these bags filled with sand and some boards that we have put on the sides. So now they're nice and secure and can just grow along. And now the time has also come for me to start all of my zucchinis and pumpkins. And I'm always writing which variety it is and putting it down into each cell, and then I'm putting the seeds in, and then at the end I will push the seeds down into the dirt so I can see how far I am. And now I'm planting all of my beans. I'm starting with the bush beans, and then later on I will take some of the pole beans down on the other end where they can climb. And I have 4 different varieties of pole beans and 2 of the bush beans. And I'm also planning out my little celeriac starts that I have made myself. And it's really important that they don't get buried too deep into the dirt, because it's the root that we're after here, it's not the leaves. And if the root is too deep, it won't form a nice big bulb. And here in the end of the bed, I'm going to put down some flowers, and these are marigolds, I believe. And this year we're also getting a lot of strawberries, so I'm going to pick all of the red ones. And now it's yet another day, and I'm in the greenhouse because it's a little windy and dark outside today, so it's not that hot to be in here. And the first thing I'm doing is I'm removing some of the dill weeds that have grown in there because they're really tall now, and I need some more space for my tomato plants. And then I'm going to prune my tomatoes and tie them up against the string. I prune my tomatoes really hard. I'm removing all of the bottom leaves so there's more airflow, and then I'm also removing all of the suckers because my tomato plants are planted really densely in my greenhouse, and there will be too much disease if I don't do this, because there will be no airflow and it will get too moist, and that's not good for tomatoes. And all of the suckers are growing like this. Just where there is a leaf, they will come out on top of that, and that is all that I'm removing. And as I said, all of the bottom leaves, also so that they don't touch the dirt. And this is all for now, so please subscribe to my channel, and remember you can always find us on Instagram as well, on Vestas Farm Life. Bye bye.